But apart from that, it usually, especially something which is supposed to be epic of huge, proportions like Twilight, which is supposed to be a franchise, a saga, as they're calling it.
Yes, a saga.
Yeah, you need a score, you need music, you need something that, you need something like Harry Potter, you need something like Star Wars, you need something like Lord of the Rings, you need a theme that will instantly make you think of that.
Yeah.
I used to come back, I still think of Muse, I don't think of Twilight.
Yeah, I think, like Star Wars has John Williams, Batman Begins has Hans Zimmer, The Chronicles of Narnia.
Another good example. Batman's another good example of a franchise that has now got an epic theme that will immediately make you think of the new Batman franchise.
And I think, Twilight's not the best franchise in the world. We all know that. But if they're really wanting to make it feel really good, like that scene where they were coming out of the water, the music background was excellent in that. And it was just so, kind of pumped up the feel of these vampires getting ready to go out and kill people. And then they have scenes like the fighting. I forget what the music was, the band they were playing in the background, where they were training for it. I'm like, this is pretty lame. I get that they want to have, like you said, this kind of commercializing, promote these bands and stuff like that, because everybody's going to go see the movie. But at the same time, it just doesn't feel, it feels almost like a bit comedic at the same time, Yeah,
exactly. I mean, there's... that whole scene, P.S., was also kind of just a little bit of a missed scene to me. Because Vampire Baseball never impressed me. Let's play Vampire Baseball. And also that scene, which was kind of like the, Karate Kid workout scene.
Yeah, the montage.
Montage, exactly. A reviewer made this point. There's no learning curve.
Oh, no, yeah.
These characters fighting each other, they're not learning anything. It's not like, if you do that, you're dead. It's just, you try beat me. I also didn't feel there was anything all too specific about how they had to beat them,
Right, yeah.
I almost felt you needed the reporter from Shaun of the Dead to go, the vampires can be just removing the head or destroying the brain.
Yeah.
It's that obvious. You just need to beat them. There wasn't really even a need for that whole scene, really.
Yeah, I think so. They really, the basic of it is, how do you defend yourself against a vampire? There's no manual for something like that. They don't have somebody like Blade the Vampire Hunter coming in and saying, this is how you kill a vampire. It's like, okay, we're going to show you all these fighting moves, but it teaches you nothing. It doesn't say, if you're confronted by a vampire, this is what you do. It's just, basically, defend yourself. Okay, can it be a little bit more specific?
I know, exactly. And then and every so often, you just saw these various characters fight each other as if they did it every day.
Yeah.
They weren't doing anything specific, and then the werewolves were like, taking notes.
Yeah, with their little paws.
That's how I do it.
Yeah.
They all fought in a different way, so it's not as if they even could take notes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, when it came to the action in the last scene, the action really didn't last very long, which was, I think, a pity, because that was basically the whole hype of the movie, that we're going to get this huge battle. And what we got, yeah, it was good, but it wasn't that great. And it was short, too, so, it wasn't it was the best action scene we've seen all summer. Think about it. We got movies like Iron Man. We've got what else have we had this summer? Action-wise, sort of like Clash of the Titans or something like that, or Inception even. And here we've got werewolves and vampires bashing the friggin' crap out of each other, and there's barely anything impressive.
Exactly, I know. As far as that, admit that, you got to compete with those kind of movies. You got to at least have something, and it's a formula for something that should work.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't really, you just kind of get a brief little war kind of thing, and that's kind of it. I always felt, that fight scene without the gravity, or when the car's spinning in Inception, it's truly tense, it's truly mind-boggling, and you're actually sitting there going, wow, this is awesome. You're seeing, and also, you're really, and that's just a fight between two people.
Oh, yeah. This is a frickin' battle.
exactly. Strange environments, granted, but it was just 2 people, really, or 3, I suppose, in total.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because there was also the one who was, anyway, not important.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, let's not change it into an Inception review. But, you know, then you just look, and, you know, you get this formula for something that really should work. You get this battle of huge proportions, and it's not even half as entertaining as the fight between 2 little people in Inception.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 ordinary people, and really it's just boring in comparison. And here we got, like, mythological creatures. They're, like, animals. They're, like, friggin' ravaging predators. And, you know, like, it's just, like, flipping through the air, maybe biting the occasional person. And that's it, really. It's nothing more than you're expecting.
Exactly. I know. And also the money shots were in the trailer, you know?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So, you know, the ones that really will, like, impress anyone. Whereas, that's another thing, like, Inception already looks kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that shot of, the brief shots of them, like, fighting, but still, something entirely on its own.
Right.
It's just, and in Twilight, every cool shot, everything that, for example, that huge jump that Victoria did.
Oh, yeah.
That was in the trailer, you know, all the stuff that looked pretty cool was in the trailer.
Right, yeah. And really, yeah, like you said, like all the money shots are really put in the marketing, and so you don't get a lot more than, I guess, writing-wise, and when it comes to character analysis, you get more than you thought you were going to pay for, and that's cool and all, but at the same time, if you're not interested in those characters, which okay, the girls are definitely interested in those characters, but the guys and pretty much anybody who doesn't really get Twilight is not going to be caring that much about those characters. So yeah, unless you're going to have, you got to have the balance, and really it is a bit more of a drama, not an entirely good drama in this movie, but at the same time, if you're going to make it look like an action movie, then deliver on what you're kind of promising.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I couldn't put it any better myself. You got to deliver on what you're promising.
Yeah.
And if you're showing, you know, kind of promising us a big epic fight scene at the end, deliver on that, because we all know that the characters and who's it going to be, we all know that's going to be there. That's even going to be there in the next movie.
Yeah.
But indeed, as far as action, you know, although I suppose, even though we are ranting about how the action's disappointing, I suppose we should both grant it, though. It is the best action we've seen in this franchise so far.
Yeah, and
isn't really saying much.
Yeah. Yeah, and compared to, like, I don't know how much you know about Breaking Dawn, but compared to the so-called action that we're going to be getting in the 4th one, I think this is as best as we're going to get. I don't know. I think we've pretty much covered as far ground as we can on this subject. Rating, what would you kind of give it out of 5?
Oh, out of 5. Well, again, you know, if I can summarize, you know, as I said, I'm definitely not one of those people who loves Twilight. I'm not along with the girls, but I'm definitely not along with the guy haters. You know, if you tie me up in a chair and watch the Twilight trilogy, I will not die. You know, I won't go, no! You know, you can seriously make me watch a lot more bad movies than Twilight. But on the other hand, I can't give it anything like 4. I mean, maybe 3 out of 5. I might give it 3. Because I'm not going to give it a rotten rating. I'm not going to give it less than half. Because I did actually follow this one. I was watching it. I was enjoying it. You know, if New Moon was a 1 out of 5 stars, this one's a 3. You know?
Okay. Yeah, I think like I was really pushing towards 3 out of 5. Like I thought that it was almost balance worthy. Like it really was on the fence of being decent, but there was also a lot of like a lack of control when it came to like the second act, and a lot of stuff that was good, but they really didn't follow through on what they were, even the stuff like, not just like what they promised us in the marketing with like the battle and stuff like that, but stuff like the character analysis on Rosalie, Jasper, and really the only one that really had any build-up or like a sudden finish was really Edward. I think like the highest I could give it is really a 2 out of 5.
You know, I'm definitely not gonna say that it was, you know, and also I'll add to my 3. That is pretty generous.
Yeah.
But again, you know, I'm like you guys. I don't hate Twilight. I don't love it. But exactly, I'm kind of along with you. Like it's kind of on the fence. It's getting closer to decent, but there's still a whole lot of stuff wrong with it.